Hi friends, I'm Sashah Handal, baker, trained nutritionist, and a fitness instructor here in New York City, and this is another episode of Alt Baking Bootcamp with Well+Good. Today we're going to be making my favorite dessert, cookies and cream. We're gonna dress up the cookies with a little coffee grounds, and we're gonna snazz up the whipped cream with some Bailey's Deliciously Light Irish cream to take this classic into a more grown-up version. So we'll start by making the cookies first. It's a very basic cookie recipe, so you'll start by first creaming your butter and your sugar together with a paddle attachment. I'm using coconut sugar and cane sugar. I just really like the caramel notes that coconut sugar brings out. And so you can actually use brown sugar if that's all you have at home. Coconut sugar is a prebiotic, so you have the added health benefit, and you're using a little less refined sugar in this specific recipe. You'll want to cream for about 2 to 3 minutes, or again until it's light and fluffy. And if you forgot to bring your butter out to room temperature, a fun hack is to just cut it into smaller cubes. That way more surface area is exposed to the warmer temperatures in your kitchen. We'll scrape down your sides and we'll let it cream for just about another 30 seconds. And while it's doing so, you can combine all of your dry ingredients into one large bowl. Lovely. So we've added a little bit of cornstarch to the dries in this recipe, and that's because we want like a pretty soft, pliable cookie on the inside that absorbs a lot of the Bailey's infused whipped cream that we're gonna pair it with. Another fun perk of adding coffee grounds to your flour mixture is that it's naturally really high in antioxidants. And then when you add a little bit of cinnamon, that's also naturally high in anti-inflammatory properties. So you've just got all these health benefits in a bite-sized cookie. What more can you ask for? All right, so I'm just using my whisk here to take out all the lumps. Make sure that my baking soda, cornstarch, cinnamon, and coffee grounds are all completely mixed into my gluten-free flour. What's next though is that we will add the flour mixture to your creamed butter and sugar about 1 cup at a time so that it can fully incorporate before you add the next cup. And it's important to just mix until it's combined because you want to avoid over mixing, which will make your dough really tough. Done. Scrape down your paddle, and again, the reason why you want to do that is because we use a very small amount of your leavener, which is baking soda, and for instance, if a very small part of that got stuck to the edge of your bowl, that would totally affect the bake-off, because it's little bits of those like crucial ingredients that you need to make sure make it into every bit of the dough. We'll transfer it to a bowl. You see how it's kind of sticking to itself and also sticking to the spatula? That's exactly the consistency that you're looking for in this dough. You can cover the bowl with some saran wrap, and then we'll pop that in the fridge. Now this is important to chill. I like to chill mine overnight just for good measure. If you are running truly short on time, I would say at least 4 hours. Great. And you can put it in the fridge now. So now we're going to move on to whipped cream, and we're going to infuse your very simple, very straightforward whipped cream recipe with a little bit of Bailey's Deliciously Light. Whipped cream is very basic so long as you have an electric mixer. You also want to make sure you start with cold cream, and then you can really play with the amount of sugar that you want in this. I'm going with 2 cups of cream and 1/3 of a cup of sugar, but remember that your Bailey's Deliciously Light is slightly sweet already, so you can of course play with the amount of confectioner sugar that you end up adding. I'm gonna go with it all because I'm addicted to sugar. So you're gonna wanna start by whipping your cream and your sugar together first, but I would say you want it about medium high. After about 1.5 minutes, you'll start to see it really change textures, and that's when I'm gonna add in my cream of tartar. You're gonna pour a steady stream of your Bailey's Deliciously Light while it's still whipping. So we can go Bailey's in one, vanilla in the other. We'll start whipping medium low, and then we'll pour it in. And you don't want it to go for longer than 30 seconds because again, we're looking for a smooth whipped consistency and not butter. Once you're done, you can keep it in the metal bowl and pop it right in the refrigerator until you're ready to serve it. Your cookie dough has chilled for a minimum of 4 hours, and now we're just gonna shape your cookies. We're just gonna use a teaspoon and our hands. So I have here a little dish of turbinado sugar and some Ceylon cinnamon that I've mixed together, and I'm gonna roll my little cookie ball around in it so that when it bakes off, it has this really beautiful crispy outer crust. It's not necessary, but it's delicious. You wanna just kind of roll a ball and then form a puck with your thumb and your pointer finger, and that way, when your cookies start to bake off, they'll still retain a little bit of their volume. You want them at least, I don't know, 1.5 inches apart. Once you've got your tray of cookies, you wanna make sure your oven is preheated to 350. And I like to go in there for about 4 minutes, rotate, and then you can gauge on the color that you want. We want like a golden brown, but your cookie dough is already a little bit on the browner side because of your coffee grounds. So you wanna keep a close eye on it because we really want a soft cookie. After your first rotation, you don't wanna leave them in the oven for longer than 3 to 4 more minutes. You take them out, you cool, and then you serve them with your whipped cream. So we've got all of our components, and now it's just time to put it all together. We've got our Bailey's infused whipped cream, we've got our crispy coffee cookies, and if you wanted to forego the whipped cream component, you could of course just pour a nice splash of Bailey's over ice and dip your cookie right into that. So this is really your artistic masterpiece. I would do a really generous dollop of whipped cream on the bottom, and then I'm gonna crumble a cookie right on top of it. And this can have as many layers as you want. It does pain me a little bit to crumble up these beautiful cookies, but it's for a good cause. Cream, cookies, and you just go until it's gonna fall out of your glass. Oh my God, I'm so excited to eat this. We're going in. This is so fun. What? Yeah, it's exactly what I want. It's the perfect, cool, light treat. The flavors are really nostalgic, very cookies and cream-esque, but because of the coffee and the Baileys, it just feels a little bit more grown up and sophisticated, like you. Thanks for watching, thanks for layering and whipping. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe as much as I enjoyed eating it. If you want the full recipe, it is in the description below. And until the next time, please subscribe to Well+Good. See you later.